a pig inside a human body. Squeal out, squeal out, squeal out. You're so disgusting. You're just a pig inside.
Well, at first I was always reluctant to actually start doing drag because I thought it put a bad image on like the gay community sort of thing. I was really reluctant to ever try something like that. I thought it wasn't going to suit my image. But then my cousin came along on it and decided to, there was like a Blackpool competition coming up, and he was like, oh, you should try drag, you should do this. And I was like, why not, I'll try it. Well, I have about three alter egos. There's obviously my drag, Oxygen, and then there's two other fucked up bitches, Lisa and Sarah. Sarah's last name's Berkeley and she supports Liverpool. She wears flip-flops, Crocs, goes to the local newsagents, doesn't treat her kids very well. Second alter ego, Lisa Beale. She's not inspired by any soaps, as a few of my teachers in college used to think. She's a bit of a scumbag, likes to put the lecky on and leave kids at home with a glass of sherry, shots of vodka, husband left her, sort of thing. No one really likes Lisa, she stinks. She buys 32p magazines from the local newsagents to get the free lip gloss and the eyeshadows for herself when she goes out for Pizza Hut with local newsagents owner. Leaves kids at home, they get chips and chicken nuggets, sent to bed, sort of thing. I was walking along Blackpool Pleasure Beach and for some reason my right leg disappeared and I fell over into, it did, and I like fell over into the sand and I couldn't get up and I was like, oh my fucking god, what am I going to do now? So my leg had disappeared and I started hopping, and my Auntie Matty actually had a wooden leg. So I think that's what happened. I think she channeled through me for a moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I started using her as a character, and I used to play like bingo games at home on my own and stuff like that. And my leg used to shake and stuff like that. And my glasses would fall off, stuff like that. Well, when I first obviously came out as gay, obviously quite a few people obviously already know, but you feel like you have to confirm it. Even though I don't agree with that, I think someday it will change, but you do have to confirm your sexuality to a lot of people. So obviously telling my family, they already knew, and they was literally like okay with it. I was with my mum and they were like, oh, by the way, my mum gay, and she's like smoking a cig, she's got some gorgeous earrings in, and she's going, I already know. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you're not going to kick me out or anything? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, right, okay. And then, obviously, as I got older, I started to do drag. I started pissing about with, like, different things and bombing about everywhere, all over the show. Pig on stilts, gagging on all fours. And my dad obviously was a bit like, oh, okay. It was new to him because he never really liked me as a kid. He probably docked sticks out on the head and stuff. I don't think he didn't do that, but it's something that it happens.
Yeah.
In primary school, I do think homophobia started at a very early age because obviously people picked up on the fact that I was a little different, hanging around with the girls. High school, it got even worse. You get all the corridor bullying. And then finally, when it came to college, I thought, you know what, I'm going to be free. This is where everyone accepts everybody. Within like the first 2 weeks, I was walking over to the bridge to my first lesson, and some guys walked behind me, started shouting abuse and spitting at me. Of course, it was really difficult to deal with, but it got sorted out, and after that things pretty much got better, and then I started to be more comfortable with myself, started drag, and became a more creative and accepting person within myself. A lot of famous drag queens that go on RuPaul's Drag Race, etc., start out with a YouTube channel, get themselves out there, try and create a small fan base, and usually including music videos, original songs, and makeup tutorials. So I thought, why not try it myself? So I recorded a few songs, chose the best, and did a few music videos for them. When it comes to doing my makeup for music videos or photo shoots, I tend to look at other drag queens that I've seen online or on TV, such as Pearl, Max, Miss Fame. But I also like to mix it up and think of my own ideas and take inspiration from Lady Gaga, just everyday like pop culture. Change it up. I like to do stuff a bit weird, a bit different, especially when you're first starting off. In America, you have something called a drag mother, where you'll get like an older drag queen, a more experienced drag queen to learn you and get you work, help you with makeup, padding, tucking, all the stuff that you do when you do drag. But in the UK, we don't have that. So you just got to kind of like work and find out yourself how to do everything. And when it comes to asking other drag queens for help, etc., it can be very difficult because a lot of them come across as bitchy. They don't want to help. They want to be the best thing going, so they don't want to give other people tips. So when it comes to younger drag queens, there's definitely a lot of conflicts when it comes to whether you get help or not, or whether they like you. Family love the stuff that I do when it comes to drag. Obviously there's a few things that they're like, oh my god, what are you doing? Like my first photo shoot, I used a real pig's heart and squares it so all the blood dripped all over me. And they was a bit like, okay, okay. But then they got used to it. They saw my music videos that I did at home and they was like, okay, we see where you're going with it. It's not necessarily something we're gonna sit and watch and be like, yeah, that's my son. But they love most of it, apart from the odd bit. They'll just be like, okay, just do what you're doing, sweet.